Very good. All right, we're getting to the end of this beautiful sikh of the Rebbe that he made in 1991, nearing the end of his messages to us about how to reveal all of our good potential, what's going to happen when Mashiach comes, how to make it happen 1 second earlier, how to live it right now. And essentially, these are the words of the Mashiach. I mean, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, he is the Mashiach, and has all the qualities of Mashiach, does the job of the Mashiach. The idea is, though, that we're supposed to understand what he says and to implement what he says. That's the idea of a king. Mashiach is a king. He activates all of his people. So that's what the Rebbe says is this week is talking about. This week, and we read in the Torah, because the Torah is the source of all wisdom and all truth. As the Torah is telling us, this week's Torah portion is the last in the book of the fourth book of the Torah. And we begin the fifth book of the Torah. And also, coincidentally, this is the fourth month of the year. We're finishing this and going into the fifth month of the year. The fourth month of the Jewish year is Tammuz, and the fifth month of the year is Av. So we're going from 4 to 5, fourth book of the Torah to the fourth book of the, and we're preparing, of course, for the third temple. So the Rebbe says there's tremendous meaning and power in these numbers 3, 4, and 5. And that's one of the reasons why we say this Shabbat, which we say every time we finish one of the books of the Torah, we say in Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. So it says, now we can also understand there's another amazing thing. We talked about this last time. The coincidence that this Torah portion also falls on, when the Rebbe said this, it was on Friday, but by us it's on Shabbat, the day that Aaron passed away. It's the only date in the whole Torah of a exact date when someone passed away. We don't know the exact date. In the Torah, it's not written. The exact date when Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, David, Shlomo. We don't know. It doesn't say in the Torah. Maybe David, it says the exact day that he passed away. Right? The exact date that he passed away. It's not by Yosef, but only by Aaron. Aaron says the exact date that he died. Aaron died on the first day of Av. So it says the B'chodesh HaChamishi, the fifth month, the month of Av, Be'echad LaChodesh. This is telling us who we really are and what we're supposed to do, and the power God is giving us to do it. The fifth month, this is relevant to the fifth level. Like we said, the fifth Chamishit, 1/5 goes to Paro. Paro means Priya. There's Mila and Priya. Priya means revealing, opening all of the, we did this last time, opening up all of the upper revelations of God, number 5. And that's what it means. That's the fifth month, the first day of the fifth month. This means unity. The unity, the aspect of God which is unity, and that there is no division. Yom Echad Shelamayla Mischalko is one day which is above any division, and it includes in it all the other days of the month. And we can say, Shebezeh Torah Kotevet, that's why the Torah writes exactly the date when Aaron passed away. Because when a holy Jew passes away, this is the sum total of all of the service that he did in his whole life. Every moment of service of God, it's all added up together. And how can we summarize the sum total of his life? The fifth month and the first day. That summarizes his whole life. This date summarizes all of his accomplishments. This is the whole main point of all of the Torah that he's done in his whole life. The fifth month, the first, what does it mean? The number 1 at the first day, this is above all division. It unifies all divisions. That's the first day of the month, number 1. This joins Ofnei Avodah Damshach Allah. This joins also all types of service of God, from below to above, from above to below, like we just finished learning. The blessings that come from above, and also the work that we do from below to the blessings that come from above to below, and the work that we do from below to above. And this also, the number 1, indicates unifying all types of service of God, and also the different types of Jews that serve God. That's why Aaron, the main thing of Aaron, it says that because in the merit of Aaron, there were the clouds that surrounded all of the Jews equally. They surrounded everyone equally. That's the whole thing of Aaron, that he loved peace and he ran after peace. It says even from the worst sinners of the Jews to the greatest, holiest, most important leaders of the tribe, they were all equal to Aaron. Shekol said this was by means that Aaron was connected to some level of truth that wasn't relevant to any other levels before. We said the number 1 indicates the Jewish people. Number 2 is everything opposite the Jewish people. Number 3 is how to make peace between them. Unity. Number 4 is showing on a level that's even above that. And number 5 is showing on a level that's even totally above all these other levels of truth and reality. That's the 5th level. Richo Ka'erech, tremendously distant from number 3 and even from the number 4. It's a new type of peace and harmony that we couldn't possibly imagine. That's where Aaron was coming from. Shaboni Keres, Asheichos the Beis Hanyanim. So that's the idea of 1, the first day of the month, and 5, the 5th month. 1 shows unity, and 5 shows that this unity is coming from a tremendously high source. We can also add on saying, and this is available to us also. We're not trying to just to praise to praise Aaron and saying, how incomprehensible and untouchable he was, right? How that these levels are available to us also. This is reality. That's what it means. The 5th month on the first day of the month, that includes all the other days of the month. This is a preparation for the month of Elul. The month of Elul is the 6th month of the year, coming from Passover, and the month of Elul is Ani ledodi v'dodi li. I am to my beloved, and my beloved is to me. We'll talk a lot about that when we get next month, God willing. This I am to my beloved means I give everything to my beloved, to God, and God gives everything to me. First of all, ha'ala milamata lamayla, elevating everything to the Creator. Ani ledodi, I am to my beloved, and also stressing that God is my beloved. God loves us and we love Him. And also drawing down, revealing godliness in the world from above to below. Dodi li, inspiration, like we said, positiveness, certainty. Shemitchila, that begins from the first day of Elul, Ani ledodi. And this whole thing of Ani ledodi, me going up to God, this is drawn to the whole month of Elul to the month of Tishrei. Tishrei is really expressing the Dodi li. God really comes down. Rosh Hashanah comes down to us. Where does it all come from? It comes from this point of oneness, which is above any division. That's the 5th month, which is this tremendously high level, but it's the first day, number 1 of the month, which includes all of the days of the month of. The 5th month is of. Sha'al Yada, by means of this, is joined these two opposites together. 1 is joined together the opposites of Ani ledodi, from below to above, and Dodi li, from above to below. Ubapratius Yoter, and in more detail, Shabesa Dargos, these 2 levels of love, from below to above, that we love God, Umilabaila Lamata, and how much God loves us. Ani ledodi, I am to my beloved. Dodi means my beloved. I love God. God is so good. He's so wonderful. He creates me, enlivens me, provides for me, creates the whole world. V'dodi li, and then God reciprocates His love for ours. Very basic principle in Chassidut, right? That God reacts to what we do. He does it in a godly way. We can't always appreciate it. Shedodi more ala inyan ahava. That says, I am to my beloved. Beloved indicates love, that God is lovable. He loves both, and this comes after the preparation of ahava rabba shalamaylam. This whole thing comes, this ani ledodi, dodi li, I love God, my beloved, He loves me. This all, we have to be inspired even to start the whole business. This comes from the kindness of Aaron. That this all is the first day of Av. That's when Aaron, the sum total of all the service of Aaron was revealed. This is the day that Aaron passed away, on the 5th month and the first day of the month. Okay, so the Rebbe is not just telling us very nice things and and impressing us with good ideas and and weaving all these thoughts one together. The Rebbe is for action. He wants us to bring action, not to appreciate how great the Rebbe is, how to reveal how great we are, to reveal our potential. That's Maharos. So this is one of the teachings in regarding Lamaisa B'Poel. What are we supposed to do? This is supposed to make us act differently. And not just act differently in the fact that we just took a little bit of time and we learned this, so that's acting differently. We didn't do anything else. That's also very nice, yes. And not only to think differently, which is also wonderful. It comes us with a whole different view of life. And we can even talk about it. We can explain it to other people and make classes, maybe even lectures. The idea is, what do we do actually in our own practical, real, day-to-day, minute, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute, second-to-second lives? What do we do? Do we change our actions at all? Ba'amdu b'Shabbos, now we are in Shabbos Chazak, finishing this 4th book of the Torah, Shabo Matchil, and then we begin the 5th book of the Torah, Ubafrad, and especially when this falls on the 5th month, right? This Shabbos is going to be the first day of the 5th month of Shabo Mudgash, that it's this number 5 stresses the power of the Holy Temple, Atid, Bagula, Atida, which is going to be built. Shehi, which is not only the 3rd redemption, but it's also the 3rd redemption, 3rd temple, but it's also the 4th redemption, right? Like we said before, some people say that now we are on the 4th exile. There was Egypt, and there was Babylon, and then there was Paras and Rome. And some people say, no, the 5th redemption. Some people that says that there's also Paras, there was also Madai was in there, Greek. So this is the 5th. In any case, however exiles there were, this is it. So we can say they're going to be the 3rd temple, that's the number 3, we said is above the 2 opposites, or the number 4, which is even higher than that, or the number 5, which is even higher than that. Lios Lamaila, to be totally above any of the levels that were achieved and revealed in the 1st temple and the 2nd temple. Geula Rishona, which that was the 1st redemption and the 2nd redemption. Tzarech, there has to be this Shabbos. I mean, and it's really happening. It's supposed to happen right now. It's 2,000 years late. A special redemption, Nekuda Achdus, Shalamaylam Yischalkus. So therefore we have to cling to this true level which is above any division. You have to reveal it and get to it. Be'inyan zeh, this, Boba Maisa, B'Poel. And what are we talking about this for the level? God. Don't worry, don't get angry, don't have lust, God will provide us what we need. If we just do what He wants, then the chances are very, very good that He'll do what we want. right? The chances are much better that we'll get what we want, what we really want, if we do what God wants, than if we do what we want. How many people you know that let's take the big movie stars, the big rock and roll stars, right? And so they get what they want. They want to get on the top, right? There's thousands of rock and roll bands, and they're all trying to get up to the top. And finally this band gets there. They make it, and they sell a platinum record, and everybody is under this. So it lasts a year, lasts 2 years, lasts 10 years. They make $10 million. They make $100 million, right? Okay. Did they really get what they wanted? Okay, now that they're not on the stage and they're not this, so good, they got their money. What do they do with the money? And then a lot of times it just brings tragedy. And if a person hasn't got any values, so it says like he's got the means, but he doesn't have the meaning. He has the money, but he doesn't know who is he. So that's what he says to do. If you do what the Creator wants, then it's a better chance that you're going to get what you want to be. And the happiness of just doing what the Creator wants, there's no happiness like that. To do what's right. Says that's in the ability of every single one of us. That's why we're here. That's called the idea of Geula, redemption. That's what Moshiach is going to convince everyone to do. This comes from action by means of going in the ways of Aaron. Aaron, that this is the day that he passed away, is the first day of the month, on the 5th month. Katziva v'horosa Mishnah, like it says in Pesachas Avos, like it says in Pirkei Avot. You should be one of the pupils of Aaron. Oev Shalom, love peace, pursue peace. Oev Esabrios, love even just the creations, the most simple people that the only thing you can say about them is that God created them. But God created them. Umakarav the Torah, and bring them to the Torah. You look at a person, you're thinking, wow, God created this. He's creating them right now. Incredible. Al Yidei by means of this, Magalim is the Nakudas Achtus, that you can reveal the point of unity which is above any division. Of Bapratias Yoser, in more detail. Al Pidio Kalashon Mishnah, like it says in the Mishnah, you should be the pupils of Aaron. Have, it says you should be. Have means tzivu, it is a commandment. You should be. Namely, what does it mean? This is not just advice, and it's just as telling us a story. Al derech hanhaga, the midas chasidus, that you want to be, really special. You don't have to do it, but it's an option. This is not an option. Kibakame inyanim, like in a lot of things in Maseches Avos, a lot of things in Pirkei Avot are advice, good advice, how to be special. How to be special. Learn from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and this, how to be special. And it's good advice, but it's optional. You want to be special, this is the way to do it. But here is not optional. Here it's a commandment. Havi, you must be one of the pupils of Aaron. Run after peace, love peace. Elatzivu, it's a commandment. Yesh lo mor v'shaloshin have, you should be. This includes also, not only that, it gives you the ability and it removes all obstacles. You are allowed to, and you have the ability to. There are some things you can say you should be the pupils of Aaron. Aaron was the high priest. I can't be the high priest. You can't give me permission to do that. I can't. So it says, no, you must be. This is giving you the permission to do, and also it's giving you the ability to do. Liyot mitalmidiv, you can be one of the pupils, and you must be one of the pupils of Aaron. It's a commandment. Number 2, talmidiv, you have to be a pupil of Aaron. Daika, what does it mean? Rabim, from the pupils of Aaron, the students of Aaron, not just be the only pupil. Shishtadluto b'kiyum hanazgaso shel Aaron is biyachadim rabim. You should convince others to do the same thing. Not just be alone. I'm going to love everybody. What everybody else does is up to them. No, try to be a good example for others. Sha'al yedei by means of this, netosa b'zeh yoter mitzad inyan dekin asofrim tar b'chachma. You should try to be a good example to others, so that others will also want to do this true thing that you're doing, not because you're doing it, because they also are the pupils of. It's a commandment to them also to be one of the pupils of Aaron. Love is a good thing. Like Professor Viktor Frankl says, the door to meaning opens outward. Tarbet, so it says, I'm sorry. By means of this, you also, it says, Kina Sofrim Tarbe Chachma, that if there's the jealousy, there's good type of jealousy. Good type of jealousy means you see someone doing something good, you say, wow, I want to do that good thing too, right? There's bad type of jealousy where you say, wow, I wish that person wouldn't have done such a good thing. I really hope he fails. That's bad type. And then there's even a worse type of jealousy, and that is that you don't want anyone to succeed. You don't want there to be such a thing as success. You hate the world. Tarba Chachma. It says that the good type of jealousy, that you be a good example, that increases wisdom. Tarba, what does it mean? Sheriboy amiti, that a true, how do you say, increase, is bli gvul. A true increase means unlimited. Namely, people start on their own. First of all, they see that you're doing a good thing and they want to do it, and then they realize that there's an unlimited treasure of good inside of themselves. Hainu, lo rak bofim b'kol modecha, not only serving God in a way of all of your energy, even though by means of the other person it might be that it's limited, I'm unlimited in comparison to him. But no, sheba'ofen b'li gvul gam b'gabe chaverot. It should be that Talmid Shel Aaron, you should try to be a pupil of Aaron. Shekashur b'li gvul, it's true, unlimited. That's the whole idea of, we're going to have to finish this tomorrow, my friends. We're going to have to finish it tomorrow. It finishes over here. But we're only up to but Yesh Lahosi, if we can add on, we'll go up to Yud Dalet. I think that's all we got. We'll see. I don't know. Who knows? No, I don't think we're going to make it now. Okay. Yesh Lahosi, we can also, the connection between Aaron is the thing of love, right? Loving even the simple people, love everyone equally, like the clouds that embraced everyone. That's the idea of loving the Jews to the future redemption. Lo mipanesha bitl agalos wal yadei bitl sibas agalos. Not only because, what do we say? Why are we in such deep and long, prolonged exile? Almost 2,000 years. Because the reason for the exile has not been cured. What was the reason? Hatred. They say by means of loving others, trying to find something good in everyone and ignoring the bad. And by means of that, that'll bring the redemption. That's one thing. But not only that, there's another connection between loving every Jew, and the future redemption. Now we are standing at the end of all of the deeds and all the service we did in these last 2,000 years of exile. We finished all the 42 journeys in the desert. Now we are Yarden Yerecho, we're just on the other side of Jericho. Yarden Yerecho, we're on the side of the Jordan River. We just have to cross over the Jordan River, go into the Holy Land. Yerecho, that's the level of Moshiach. It says the Morach Vadayin. It says that Moshiach, that his smell, he'll judge things by his smell. And also it says he'll be judged by... In other words, we're right at the edge of the future redemption, which is going to be this miraculous thing. Pop, 1 second, the whole thing is just going to change. So Bavadai, certainly Shekavar, Niskana, Sibas, Agola. So if so, says the Rebbe, we've already fixed up the reason for the exile. The hatred is not the thing that's holding us back. There is, but it's very external. Lochi, and therefore Hagdasha Da'ahavat Yisrael, therefore the stress on loving every Jew is a whole new way. Not we should love every Jew in order to get rid of the exile. Now we should love every Jew because it's a preparation for the redemption. The beginning of the future redemption, Ashlema Kashura, which is unity and completion which is above any sort of division. Now we have to stress again this idea of why love every Jew. You should love every human being. You should love everything in the world. I mean, God is creating everything from love. So the answer is the hardest thing in the world is to love another Jew. To love a non-Jew, hey, he's a stranger, you know, you like him, he's a nice person. And love another Jew, Jews get on each other's nerves. That's the way it goes. Right? A non-Jew, he's got his life, he lives his life, he does his thing. Right? You can take examples from him. You can learn from Isaac Newton, from the other people. You can learn from them. Wonderful. But another Jew, it already gets personal. You're jealous. Oh, why is he good and I'm not good? How it could be that he has money, I don't have money. It's a terrible thing inside of everybody's personality. Right? That's just, so if we can overlook this, that's what it says. The Yetzer Hara is Tov Me'od. If we can overcome this and see the unity which is really behind all this, this is superhuman. And to love every Jew, that's why it's such an important commandment. Not only that, the Jewish people, when they're unified, it's like you have an army. So an army can't succeed if there's infighting. The Jewish people are the army of God, Tziva'os Hashem. And our job is to conquer the world with light, with education, with meaning, with love. And if we have between ourselves, then we can't do it. Everybody looks at the Jews and says, look at these people, right? We're supposed to be like that. That's the chosen. What are they chosen for? Chosen to fight each other. So we can do that also. It's no big novelty. So says the Rebbe, that's the idea why loving every Jew is so important. Says the Rebbe, though, that to love every Jew, to force yourself to love every Jew and find something good in every Jew in order to get rid of the exile, the cause of the exile, says the Rebbe, shouldn't be our motivation nowadays. That's more or less been accomplished. That's more or less been accomplished. The suffering and the prayers and the service of the Jews for so long, that's already fixed that up. Why should we love every Jew now? It says because now to prepare for the future redemption. By loving every Jew, you bring out, by looking at a person positively, you bring out the good in him. Shemad Gesha, that's the unity of the Jewish people because of the level of Yechida, the highest level. That's the fifth level of the soul, the number 5. Shebakol Yisrael, that's in every single Jew equally. This is the spark of the Moshiach, which is Yechida, the fifth level of the soul, which is in common by every Jew. This is the true potential of the Jewish people, the godliness. The Alpis, according to this, we can add on also what it says, Umakarvim the Torah, that's what it says, love the brios, love the creations, and draw them closer to the Torah. The intention is shehakiruv, to making closer to learning the Torah. And what type of Torah? The Torah that the Mashiach is going to teach in the Geula Atida. Look in the beginning of Song of Songs, right? You have the book Song of Songs. If you have Rashi translated, now you can translate everything on Google Translation. Even the translations on Google are just terrible, so I don't know if it'll come out, right or anything. But you can translate the first sentence in Shir Hashirim, Yeshakeni b'neshikas pio. He will kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. King Solomon says this. What's it talking about? And Rashi explains, this is talking about the Torah that came from God's mouth, but in the future it's going to be the kisses of his mouth, the source of the Torah, the secrets of the Torah. God is going to teach the secrets of the Torah to all mankind. Torah Chadasha Iti Tetzeh. That's what it means. It's going to be a new Torah. What does it mean, a new Torah? It'll be the same Torah, all the laws and everything, but we'll feel the godliness in it. It'll be renewed. As we'll talk about more tomorrow. Tomorrow, God willing, first of all, there will be a class today at 3 o'clock in Chumash. And we'll learn about the 42 journeys. Very interesting. And tomorrow, God willing, 8:15, there will be a class and we will finish this Sicha. Good? Hope to see you all tomorrow. God bless you all with Mashiach. Now, we're going to do Yom Yom. Just 1 second. 1 minute. Don't get away. Did not excuse the class. 1 minute. Where is it? Here we go. Where is it? Here. Chabad. Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av, we say the whole Tehillim. We did that last week. We make a Farbringen, did that last week also. And that's the Haftorah. Okay, that's not relevant to this week. Let's just do Shabbos. Let's do Shabbos. No, that's not Shabbos. We'll do that tomorrow. Huh? No. We'll do that. Okay, we'll have to do it tomorrow. God bless you all. See you at 3 o'clock.